Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, so we are running into a resistance level here at $9.90 roughly, and we hit this back at on November 26th and 27th. We had a few wicks above that in November. We also ran into that back in July, and actually twice in July 2023. So this point actually sent us all the way back down to $6. And we obviously have retraced back to that resistance. So what I'm looking for here is a breakout above that level. If that does happen, we are potentially going to be looking at an impulsive move all the way up to $13.14. That would be our technical target based on this Fibonacci retracement. So if we're going to be using this entire fractal here, then if we break above $9.90, which is the swing high, then you're going to be targeting these three extension levels. Of course, your minimal target is going to be here at $11.21. Then you have the 1.414 at $11.96. And then you have the 1.618 at $13.14. And you can see that there is also another resistance that we added here, which lined up with the 1.272 perfectly, and this is based on these bounces that we saw back in 2022. Overall, I'm very bullish on Cosmos, and it is performing quite well. We are holding the 20 EMA on the daily chart for now. Of course, if there are any major events going on in the world, and for some reason we have crashes here and there, altcoins will dip, so be ready to pick up the altcoins like Cosmos at potentially a 10 to 15, maybe to 20% discounts. If that does happen, right, we don't know, but just be ready, maybe set up some buy limit orders. For example, you could be looking at $8.30, which is the golden ratio of this Fibonacci retracement. We already bounced off of there twice in November. And then you can also take a look at the support block from $7.93.5 down to $7.36. These two prices make up this support block that we have been retesting as resistance throughout the latter part or the second half of 2023, and then we broke above in October, and hopefully we are going to be able to see a nice back test of support. In all honesty, that's where I would probably buy more Cosmos coins because I'm very bullish on this project. Taking a look at the RSI, you can see the RSI was actually in the overbought here in November, and this was when we were all the way up here. And then we had a nice little retracement to the downside, and now we're making our way back up. But it does seem like we're printing some sort of a bearish divergence because the RSI is printing a lower high while the price action is printing essentially a second top. We're bouncing off the horizontal support here. So yeah, it does look like we're printing a small bearish divergence on the daily chart, so maybe expect to move back down to $8.30 in the near future. But of course, if things flip bullish and we continue breaking out and we break the local high here at $9.90, then of course you have your targets that I already gave you. And once again, just to stress this point out, anything below $8 is a steal in my opinion. If you don't have Cosmos coins and you're still looking to buy, I would probably start averaging in at the current prices, and if we dipped lower, I would continue buying. Not a financial advice though. Let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly, so the picture here is clearer because you can see we are running into the 55 EMA as resistance. Now keep in mind, the last time this happened was back in February 2023, and we obviously dipped from there. And we had a long downtrend until we started breaking out here in October. So are we going to see the exact same thing play out this time around? I can't say for sure because I can't look into the future. But what I would be expecting at the bare minimum is a retracement back to the 20 EMA. Currently, that is sitting at $8.55. So that is going to be the first immediate support below in case we are going to be seeing a retracement. Also pay attention to this support block, or in this case our resistance block that we have set up. So this was our support back in 2021, and then we broke down below in 2022, had another bounce in December last year, and then we lost it here in August 2023, of course. So now we're coming up to it, and hopefully we're going to be able to hold $8.50 because that's exactly where the 20 EMA is on the weekly, and that's where the support block essentially ends. So we don't want to be dropping below that. Maybe we can wick down real quick, kind of like we did back here in June 2022 or in June 2023. But I'm not expecting a major retracement below the current bear market bottom, which is all the way down here at $5.63. This was just a nice retest of the support block, and we gave you this block a long time ago based on these touches here in 2020. So between $6.45 down to $5.50. We had a nice bounce twice, once in September and then once again in October, and from there we absolutely, we didn't pump necessarily. This isn't really a pump, this is just a nice move to the upside, but a 50% move, which is not bad at all. So what we're looking for in the long term, if you want to set up a Fibonacci retracement here, as you can see, we could be looking at $73, $96, and $143 during the bull market. Of course, we're not in the bull market yet, but I can say that we're probably out of the bear market at this point because altcoins are breaking out. Bitcoin is performing very bullish, and this is definitely not a bear market anymore. I would say this is a bridge between the bear market and the bull market, and once we're off that bridge, we're going to start pumping and we're going to start seeing something like this. And in Cosmos's situation, I think it's going to be even more bullish because this time around the project wasn't very popular. It wasn't well known, but right now the project has been developing for 2-3 years, and I think a lot more people are a lot more bullish on Cosmos. So these are some of our targets to the upside during the bull market. Of course, you have to do your own research and you have to have your financial plan and your exit strategy ready and set up to go. And let me know what you think of Cosmos Atom, guys. If we take a look real quick at the RSI, you can see that we did have a nice move to the upside, but nothing major here. So what I would be expecting is a move back down to the white trend line. That would be a nice area for us to retest because this was our resistance since September 2021. Then we had another retest in January this year, and maybe once again we come back down, back test this as support, and have the next move to the upside. That would be the best outcome because we'd still have another chance to buy Cosmos Atom at cheaper prices, maybe even around $7, who knows. Now the stochastic is showing us exhaustion, so this move has potentially played out, and we're just waiting for the retracement here. And of course, we can't say that the bear market bottom has been printed simply because we haven't broken above major resistance levels. So one of those, or the major level that I'm looking at, is this August 2022 high. Because when we saw the initial capitulation with the Terra Luna crash, we started retracing and then we ran into that resistance, and from there we obviously entered a massive downtrend. So once we are able to break that resistance that initially sent us into these bear market depths, you can assume that the bear market bottom has been printed. That's the way I'm going to be working with altcoins, and some of them have already broken above that August or September 2022 high, some of them haven't. And in this case, of course, we haven't broken above this, so I'm not going to say that, $5, $6 was the bottom, but of course, looking at the market and how people are flipping from bearish to bullish, I wouldn't expect the price to drop below $5 or $5.80. But you have to understand, sometimes there are unforeseen black swan events that crash the markets, kind of like what we had here back in March 2020. And that's pretty much all I have for the charts here. Like I said, stochastic a bit overbought, so maybe you'll wait until that starts retracing back down and you can start averaging in. But of course, like I said, if you don't have any coins at the moment, I would probably start buying in. Not a financial advice. Thank you for watching, stay safe, and have a great day.